Okay, so in this route I'm going to be showing the first two clips of the triple clip setup for series, and also my general visuals for the third clip. The reason why I'm doing this is because Nosferatu has released a video in detail showing you how to do this trick, but a lot of his setups are very dependent on low graphics. Um, as you can see, I don't play on low graphics. I play on high graphics, so all the visual cues that you use are very hard to determine. Like he says, oh, where it changes color everywhere, so it's very difficult to use the setups during high quality. So I've got some setups for the high quality route of this, and I'm not going to be going over the third clip because in his video one of the things is there isn't many graphical issues with it. It's pretty much the same, and he explains it in such detail that if I was to do a full explanation of it, explaining all the mechanics, I would simply just be rewording every single section of it. So, to the tutorial. So when you enter this room, what you want to do is you want to just look in this black triangle and go backwards. This kind of like puts you in a nice part of the corner. Like you just want to get deep in this corner for the next setup, which is this like black dot here. So what you want to do is you want to kind of set up your like cursor to be like middle left of it. Middle left is the perfect one. Middle left will give you this like super clip. I didn't land it there, but pretty much you can get like a frictionless clip where it literally looks like you just walk through the pillar. What happened there was I must have been like a little off, so I had to tap it twice just to get through. That's usually what happens. The more you're off, the more you just have to tap to get in here. But it's a pretty large margin to how you can get in here. If you do, just like keep tapping, try and keep control, and if like you really can't get it, literally just walk backwards into this corner again and just reset up again. It's very easy to reset up. So for the next part, what we're going to do is we're going to jump into this pillar. So how we're going to jump into this pillar is we're going to have to use different visual cues than what's mentioned in his other video, because if you look on the floor, he uses the panels. Because water reflection on low is not there. It's simply like you simply see through the water. It's like tints the ground. This like causes refractions, etc., and just makes it very awkward to see in. So what we need to do is we need to come up with our own visuals. So what we're going to do is, if I was to just walk through here, what you see is this wall. This is my visual cue. So when this wall like starts to come up, I start to change angle, and then once this wall starts to go, I then jump. That's my visual cue to jump. So once the wall is gone, I jump, and you'll notice I'll hit like the edge of this pillar, and you know that's kind of, you hit the edge of the pillar, and then you need to jump one more time, and it should put you in the right areas for you to clip back and bounce. So let's see. There you go. Done. So those are kind of visual cues. You don't need to hit it like it's not a 100% like frame perfect blah blah blah. Like if you mess up anything, you instantly fall to your death. It's a very forgiving trick. If once you like start testing it, you'll figure out that this is the most forgiving part of it. Clipping and bounds here is quite easy. You could probably even do it off a whim. Like it's literally that forgiving. So the next part is of course the triple clip. The only thing which he doesn't really do, which the only thing which I do differently, is I actually have like a little visual setup which is here, and I don't know what's about it, but this just gives me like great acceleration. So what he usually does is he holds W and D. I'm not gonna hold D. In my technique, you just hold W and you go straight like Usain Bolt. just go straight through. Your goal is to get to the wooden pillar. If you land in the middle, you can try and recover it. I recover it only about 50% of the time. What you're really trying to do is get to that pillar, and if you hold W, you kind of just accelerate really fast and you bypass the middle part 90% of the time. So it's very forgiving. Once you get over to like the wooden pillar part, it's much easier to get on it than it is to get on this actually block pillar, which is the setup he uses. So let's see if I should probably save actually. Okay, quick little save. So yeah, I landed in the middle here, and I missed the recovery. So run at the dot. So there you go. Yeah, just fly through, and you go through, and that's what kind of happens when you like make the second jump and you're pretty confident you've gotten over here. I think it's like the third jump, yeah, is usually the determination if you've gotten over here. If you've got the third jump, that's when you like heavily change your camera angle to go up here. So on the third jump is usually the point in which you bypass this little part, and then you can change your camera angle freely. And then to get up here, you just kind of like aim along this part, and it boosts you up. It's a nice little right. So I guess next is I'm going to be showing the recovery strat, and it will be explained in the next part. Okay, so this is the backup strat to the triple clip, because currently in the triple clip, one of the biggest issues is when your health drops below 40, Daniel starts panting, and also on top of that, it affects your speed values. So these clips become almost random and become extremely difficult. They become extremely difficult to predict. You sometimes clip, you sometimes don't. Overall, and on top of him panting, it's also harder to set up angles. Everything just becomes significantly harder. So if you drop below 40 health, which could happen from taking fall damage, getting hit by the monster in jail, like there's an array of like things which can happen. So the backup strat is, of course, we have to resort back to kind of old strats. We can't rely on doing these high risk strats when we're damaged, because it's too difficult to do. So if you take damage, you're still on a good run. You just made some clumsy mistakes. You're still on a good run. You're still on a good time, and you don't want to lose the run here. This is the 100% kind of clip on these rocks. So I kind of find this visual cue where if you sprint and jump, you clip this roof almost immediately, giving you still a competitive time with this route. So the first thing that you do is you run onto these rocks, and where these rocks two merge, you want to sprint up, jump, and land in this corner. So crouch, nice. Next is you want to aim here, where like you can almost see like a triangle. How I kind of identify it is, off this little point, it goes kind of down here. I just kind of remember it off that. So when you're here, this gives you almost an instant clip. This is, without a doubt, you just press forward, sprint, mash jump, and you clip through. It's never failed me. It's my go-to backup strat. Next trick is, people use this one. That one literally bullies me, so I use this one. This one's my friend. This lets me up here. It's nice. Yeah, you just slide down, try and like hit here not to take any damage. You continue around here, and you strafe jump just into here. So jump off here, into here. Next, you want to kind of line up until this wall is not even visible anymore. So yeah, just where you're kind of like in line with it, and you step back. And what you want to do is when you jump, you want to push forward at the peak of your jump and sprint, and mash W. And this is going to be kind of your go-to strat. This is how I get this really consistently. So hopefully you don't accelerate that much. I kind of knew I was going to take 40 damage, so I just went for this pipe anyway. There's like the off chance where you can hit like a boost here and it like stops all the damage, so I kind of went for it. But yeah, it gets you a nice boost, and if you have good control you don't take damage, unlike me. But it is a backup shot, and usually you're low health already, so I don't really care. And then you just proceed to go down here again. It's all good. I say exact same. It's just then follows the exact same path.